So I just want to give a quick shout out to Monday.com, the channel sponsor for the next few videos. Thanks so much for keeping the lights on, supporting the channel, supporting the content, supporting what I do, and allowing me to do it however I wish. So if you guys don't know what Monday.com is, it's a team management software. It's from a startup based in Tel Aviv, Israel, and it's for two-man teams or huge corporations. McDonald's is using it, Uber is using it. I don't know if you'd consider that a startup still, but it's for productivity and collaboration. So I'm thinking about taking Monday.com and like comparing it against some other team management software. I think that'd be a really cool way to, just investigate the software, and then I'm all about productivity, so +1 on that. If you guys are out there looking for a different software, or maybe swapping from one software to another, maybe check out Monday.com. I'll put that link in the description. And again, I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. This is part 2 of Michael's video, so if you haven't already seen it yet, watch Michael's video from yesterday, where it shows his bootcamp story and how he dropped out of college from mechanical engineering and then convinced his parents to let him do a bootcamp. Completed the bootcamp, and then he got a job basically right after. And so this video is going to look at all of his projects that he did at bootcamp, and then his final project that he had to present to an employer that actually landed him the job. So if you want to DM Michael or message Michael, you can hop on his LinkedIn, or you can go to the Discord. The link for that is in the description below. I'll put the GitHubs for his projects down below as a pinned comment. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I think his projects are pretty interesting, well thought out, and I think you learned a lot. So if you're looking for some project ideas or some inspiration, this video is for you. Also, tomorrow I'm making a video called Is Web Development Saturated? And then the special effect that you guys asked for was Superman's takeoff, so like in the middle of the street. And this is for behind the scenes. This is really awkward and really cold. There's people keep coming by and they keep seeing some guy jumping in the middle of the street. Car. This is so awkward. Hopefully it ends up pretty cool. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you find some inspiration in it. If you want to see more, click that sub, make sure you click the bell, and then maybe leave a like on your way out. Helps the channel do well. We're almost to 40,000. Hopefully I can get that in the next 2 weeks before the start of 2019. That'd be cool. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. So this is Michael, 19. If you watched the previous video, which if you haven't, go check that out. It talks about his boot camp story in Canada. He lives in Montreal, Canada. Dropped out of college for mechanical engineering and then enrolled in Lighthouse. It's a 3-month-long boot camp. Finished, got a job making $60K, like right after, pretty much. Then we're gonna look at his projects that got him the job, the technology that he used. I think he has like 5 or 6 to show. So if you guys are looking for project ideas or things that employers are looking for, just skill sets, this video is for you. So Michael, whichever one you want to show first.
All right, so let's go through the README. What we did was we set up a Mongo app. We used just HTML, CSS for the front end, and a bit of JavaScript. We started off with a set of functions that they wanted, and we had to go and do them to their specifications. So it wasn't really go and do what you want. It was more, here's what we're asking you for, now go do it. A really good example of how it is going to be in the real life. Like, a company's going to want me to do a product the way they want, the way their designers set it up, not the way I'd said. Here's an example of it working. You tweet it, then it shows up with a random name and random account. People can go and like it.
It's just a clone imitation app.
Yeah, it's just, you can tweet, you can't put in a name, you can't put anything. This is just a very, very simple clone.
Just like basic CRUD application.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
This was my portfolio that I did. During the bootcamp, I would take an hour or two after every day and work on this. This was a way for me to differentiate myself from everyone else. So kind of a little place for me to learn how to do a little bit of animations and things like that. So you see how when you scroll, it disappears. I got a little display here for my projects.
I reviewed this.
Yeah.
I reviewed this in one of my portfolio review vids. Looks good.
I'm doing a new one now. I'm making it in React. This one was really fun to make. I learned a lot about how to use someone else's code and not try and reinvent the wheel, right? So like I didn't make this, but I had to implement it.
Mm-hmm. Did they look at this? Did your employer look at this?
I think they did, because I pushed it whenever I sent anything. I'm like, here's my portfolio, and I didn't even give them other things. They kind of had to go through it. So I'm sure they looked at it. Yeah, I was pretty comfortable with presenting this to an employer. It's a chat app that we made out of WebSockets. With this, we used React and WebSockets together. So it was really interesting that you can you can change a state and then the whole app will reload. You don't have to force a reload every time someone does something, right? And then you can go on your computer and you can also message them.
Basic chat application. Very interactive, got some styling. Yeah, if you restyle this.
I was working on setting it up like an actual iMessage app. So if you're on an Android device, this will be green. So that app, I think, really showed WebSockets, which a lot of companies tend to use, I find. I had one thing where I like chats. So like just figuring out how to do that took me forever.
Just pre-made messages type deal.
Yeah, so I used a package for this. Oh, this is when we're starting with packages and things like that. So I spent, I think, like a couple hours just to get a cat to pop up.
That's what it's about. Those are the moments where you learn. I just spent a couple hours just trying to do this one. That's the moment that counts.
I think that's the most valuable lesson I got out of the boot camp. Not the stack, none of that crap. Just sit down and just try it until it works, and then once in a while you get someone to give you a little push. This is a app we made to replicate like a link shortener, so you can throw in a long link and just make a quick email. Right?
Did you just put in my email?
Yeah, and then you get this short link. Right now it says localhost, but
sure,
if you had a domain, it would throw it in there. You can see your analytics, so how many times has it been visited?
That's cool.
And how many unique visits? So, is it one person checking it 100 times, or is it just 100 people checking it one time? This project was really nice because this was one of our first Node applications, so we really got to see how to do CRUD and all that. Had a little database set up. To be honest, I'm not sure what it was. I think it was Mongo. This project was a single. We all jumped onto this with a template and a list of features to knock out, and we had to do it in 5 days. So we had to use bcrypt, set that up. The reason that this was so hard was because we had to learn Rails while doing it. We have Stripe set up and go and put in fake credit card. And then now you would get an email with your confirmation. So this whole thing was done in Rails, which we've never done before, which really shows employers and anyone who's looking at your projects, your skill. The fact that we've been doing JavaScript for the past 8 weeks, and then we just take a curveball and jump onto this Rails app.
All right, so this is your final demo app.
We'll start off with our faithful user, Patrick. This is the profile page, so you have things like created recipes that you can see. So some water, let's say. We have a search page, so like the directory. So here you can see a bunch of recipes with colors, so like how difficult or how easy they are. You have clocks, so how long will it take to make that specific recipe? So you see like water is 1, but lasagna is 2. You have stars, which mean overall rating. And then you have like a little title and description.
This is all built with React Native, right?
Yeah, so we used React Native. We used, I did most of the front end, so jumping onto this was really tough because we'd never done React Native before. So understanding how to make native components that will work on Android and then making other components that will work on iOS. When we presented this, I think it really, to the employers that were watching, I think it really showed them that we can jump onto something that we've never done before and do it pretty well. I mean, for 10 days, I think this app is really good. So day 1 of 10, they were like, choose your groups. We all chose groups. Like, all right, so we're doing stand-up tomorrow morning, get an idea. And we spent that first day just talking about ideas, what we want to do. I wanted to make a game at first. So for the 10 days after that, we were just grinding this every single day. The one hard part was jumping onto it. Since I said we never did React Native, I think the first 2 days I spent just doing the docs, just reading through the docs of React Native. And you look around you and everyone's coding and you're just sitting there reading and you feel like you're not going anywhere. But then once the ball starts rolling, you're just knocking features out.
What do you think the core technologies are that employers are looking for in projects?
I would say setting up an API, learning to do that, learning how to interact with it, maybe having 2 APIs talk to each other. Learning a new framework is super important, or learning it quick and implementing it right away. So showing that you're a quick learner. And then having modular code. So I bring this example up often in the Discord channel, but if you have to add 2 numbers and then multiply them, first set up a function that adds them, then set up a function that can multiply them, so that if you ever need to multiply a number, you could just use that part. And if you need to add, you could just use that part. You're not stuck to using both together.
So dry principles. Any specific tech stack you would recommend?
It really depends on what you want to do. And if around where you live, no one is offering that specific stack, go on Indeed, go on Stack Overflow and write Python developer with no location and find somewhere and move.
For how long since the last day of boot camp? And you got a job offer yesterday? How long? What was the time?
First week I got an email. I actually got a couple offers for interviews the night of the demo day. Yeah, just anyone who's doing it, keep consistent. I don't care if you're doing 1 hour a day or 10 hours a day, just keep it consistent. Starting something is the hardest part, and if you're doing 1 hour a week, you're trying to start something new every week. Keep an hour a day and do that for a year. Don't do 10 hours every Saturday and then play video games and then complain that you're not getting any job offers. You gotta put in the work.